For those of you that have been with this channel for a long time, this is a Sonic channel now. I've rebranded. It's just Sonic now. Look behind me. It's just Sonic from here on out. So I buzzed my hair not too long ago, and now I'm in the weird phase. I've changed my handle on everything else right now to a Sonic guy. It's right here. That's gonna be my new handle for everything. Maybe not this channel. I have to suck it up because if I change my name on this channel, I lose my verification check. So I'm gonna have to just do it. If you're a longtime viewer, you already know who I am. If you're a new viewer, clearly I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I've been collecting Sonic stuff for a little while now, maybe like a year and a half. This is just the culmination of a year. Is that the right word? Culmination? I'm gonna go with it anyways. This is just a year of, and it goes beyond. It's a little bit of a problem. But anyways, the whole point of this video is I'm gonna give my thoughts on the open network test from Sonic Racing Crossworlds because I put in 24 hours over the 4 days, I believe it was, that the beta was open or the open network test was open, and I want to give my thoughts because I really enjoyed it for the most part. So to start, I want to say I did participate in the original network test. I think it was back in February, but it was kind of funny the way it ended up. But last year in 2024, I believe it was like May or July, I moved to Tennessee. Then I just moved back to Florida in May. I was in Tennessee during the first closed network test, and it was only on PS5, so I was like, I'll play it on the PS5. The only problem is that closed network test at the time was on the same weekend I was flying down to Florida to see my friends and family to have a little vacation. So I was like not gonna be able to play it. So my buddy at the time brought his PS5 to our hotel room and I played a little bit of it on his PlayStation. That's how dedicated I was to this. I was like, man, I'm gonna give you my download code because that was when they were picking people. I guess not everyone got to play it. I'm not 100% sure how that worked. Honestly, I don't remember a lot from it. But I had to use my hotspot because the hotel Wi-Fi was garbage. Used my hotspot on my phone. I played a little bit of the closed test, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But I don't remember a lot about the last time. But I do have thoughts about the current open network test that just passed. I have a couple of pros and cons. I'm going to try and rapid fire through them. So first things first. Sonic's speed is pretty fast. A little faster than I thought it was going to be. For those of you that don't know, they have 4 speed types in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. We have normal speed, high speed, Sonic speed, and supersonic speed. And during the open network test, you were only allowed to play up to Sonic speed. I'm like cutting myself off trying to make sure I'm saying the right stuff. I was expecting it to be a lot slower than it was, but honestly, I think that was pretty decent speed, and I'm excited for supersonic speed because I think that will be perfect. It was extremely hectic, which I thought was fun. Going back to Mario Kart World Tour, they're 2 different games. I feel like they're both kart races, but I feel like they're both 2 different games. I've played a lot of Mario Kart World Tour, and I obviously put in almost a whole day's worth of gaming in Sonic Crossworlds in less than a week. So I do prefer Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I'm a bias. I am a little biased though, but I feel like they're both kart racers, but they both aim to do different things because Sonic Racing is clearly a lot more hectic with the items. It's a lot more frantic, which I really hope there is an option to make the items a little bit less frantic, because it is a little crazy, but it makes it fun. I think it makes it super crazy. You don't know what's coming. You're always, looking behind your back. I was always pressing, I think X it was, to see what's behind me, especially towards the finish line. And I really loved that they brought back boards for this game. I feel like that's the biggest thing. That's what everyone's been wanting, and it is very nice to have a selection. If you want to do boards, you can do boards, and if you want to do cars, you can do cars. And I love that you can play any character on any board, and any character in any car like they always did that before, but it's nice that you can put any character on any vehicle. The customization was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I found myself putting decals on my boards, decals on my cars, changing the trim of the car, changing the tire colors. I didn't think I was going to care for that stuff, but it actually ended up being a lot of fun. I want to say I got up to a B- during the beta. I didn't get up to an A or pro tier or whatever they were. And I was grinding really hard. I was customizing all my vehicles, and then I remembered that none of this is going to transfer to the full game. So, yeah. Another cool thing is the DLC characters. So these are going to be included in the season pass. So far confirmed, we have SpongeBob and Patrick. We have the Minecraft people, the Creeper, Steve, Alex, and then most recently Pac-Man and the Ghosts. And I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but on the asia.sega.com website, they have TMNT and Avatar Legends confirmed on the site. I think people knew about Avatar Legends, but I don't see a lot of people talking about TMNT. But it's literally there. It says TMNT. So people aren't talking about it. What I also think is really cool is that we're going to get free post-launch characters, so characters that you just don't have to buy, they're included after the launch. So the 3 that are confirmed to be free post-launch characters so far is Ichiban Kasuga, Hatsune Miku, and Joker, obviously. Which leads me to the next pro, is that there's a huge roster of characters. I mean, this is a very big roster. What I was most surprised to see was that the Werehog is coming back, and I am very excited for that. And of course, the Babylon Rogues returning Jet, Wave, and Storm. That was kind of expected since the boards are in the game. but very, very happy to see them back. Another thing I really liked and was a little bit surprised by was the game. I saw a lot of glitches on Twitter. I didn't run into any glitches myself besides a little bit of network issues, but the game felt super polished for me. I played it on PC. I played it on my Switch 2, which apparently is the Switch 1 version of the open network test. The Switch 2 version is, from what I've read, not the Switch 2 version, actually. So if you played it on your Switch 2 and it didn't run well or it looked bad, which, I mean, it does not look good. But apparently that is the Switch 1 version. Anyways, on PC, it looked great. I thought it looked very, very, very good. The sounds were fantastic, but we've kind of known that since they've been posting clips for the last few months. I think for a racing game, they've put a lot of effort into it, and I just think they don't want to end up with a flop. I know Team Sonic Racing didn't do amazing. I personally didn't like it that much. I actually didn't play much of it until a few months ago. I found myself playing more Racing Transformed than anything. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. I just threw this list together very quickly, but as far as I can think, those are all the pros. So the first thing that bothers me, and this is, I guess, maybe a little bit of a nitpick, but I was really hoping that they would use a toggle in the options to make the riders' boards feel more like the riders' games. Because, I mean, as we know, as we felt, they're just redesigns of the cars, essentially. I mean, they pretty much ride just like the cars. And I can't say that I loved the drifting in Riders, but it was definitely unique, and I mean, I think it was really fun. And another thing that I've been seeing a lot on Twitter is people complaining about the air tricks, because in Riders, there was an incentive to land correctly, to not over trick, because if you didn't land correctly, then obviously you would get a lower rank, and then you would, it'd slow down. And then in Crossworlds, you can just spam it, it doesn't matter. Personally, I could take that either way. I mean, I would have preferred if they kept it, because that's a little bit of a skill build right there. However, it's not a deal breaker for me. It really does not matter that much. I just wish that the boards would have had an option, So, I mean, who's that going to harm? This has been talked about a lot too. I think most of the voice actors are great. I don't think that any of them do a bad job. If anything, I think that sometimes if the game doesn't sound good in certain voice lines, it's not the voice actor, but the script. For example, Amy. I mean, Amy's voice lines aren't the best in this game. I know they're trying to make her sound a lot more mature, but most of her voice lines are just her saying all right, guys, let's keep this civil. Let's race and have fun. And it's just that's just not how she's been in previous games. I mean, she was never really like that. I honestly preferred the Sonic X version of Amy, or the Heroes version of Amy, which was not like this. I was really hoping that they would do a story mode as well, which the only thing we have that would resemble a story mode as far as we know. I mean, the game comes out in less than a month, so I think we would know if there was a story mode by now, but the Rivals thing is pretty much the only thing that we have that resembles somewhat of a story mode. And I feel like that was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, it is what it is. I think the Riders games had really fun story modes. I mean, I just replayed Riders for the GameCube the other day, and it was a lot of fun. The next con is going to be, and this is beating a dead horse, but the price. I know that prices for a lot of video games have gone up in the last few months and continue to go up. I mean, take a look at Team Sonic Racing, and you can tell there's clearly a budget difference, in my opinion, in the two games, but that released at $40, and we've now doubled the cost, which, I mean, I think it's a really fun game. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to buy the $90 version so I can get the 3 days early and the extra skins, and then the season pass. I'm a sucker. But to justify that price tag, what would have been nice is to have some voice lines for different characters, which is my last con. And they did give a reason as to why they don't have voice lines, because there are a ton of voice lines in this game between all of the characters, and to get voice lines for them to interact with every single other Sonic character would have been extremely difficult, and they probably also didn't want to pay. So I do get that to an extent, but one that I don't understand is the Werehog. As far as we've seen, and they could be holding it as a surprise, but I don't think so, the Werehog does not have any voice lines from what we've seen. And I think that's crazy, because I'm sure they would have had to pay Jason Griffith royalties or something. I don't know how any of that works at all, but they could have reused voice lines of him from Unleashed. I think that would have been fantastic. I think Jason Griffith did a good job. He is my favorite Sonic voice. I think Roger's doing a great job too, but hey, I even would have liked to see how Roger would have done the Werehog. I think he would have done a fine job too. He has a deeper voice as it is, and I think that it probably would have sounded pretty good. So overall thoughts, I mean, this game is a lot of fun. Some of my friends actually liked it a lot too, and they aren't even Sonic fans. I played it every single day, and I actually still have it on my Switch 2 right now, and it is September 3rd. Yeah, it still works. I made the mistake of closing out. I mean, I'm not gonna leave my PC on until it releases, but I closed it out on my PC. I can't get it to work again. I'd much rather play it on PC because it just doesn't look good on the Switch. I would record it for you if I could. If I can somehow get myself a clip from it, I'll put it on the screen. But I mean, it did not look good. But I can play it offline on Grand Prix mode by myself, which I've been doing every night when I get home, and it's still fun. Anyways, this was my first Sonic-themed video, and it's 22 minutes right now, but I'm sure that it won't be that long once I edit it down. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any thoughts, let me know what you agreed with what I said, if you disagree with what I said, and I'll be back with more Sonic videos.